What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, competitive games from tabletop to video games, and today we are reviewing the first Titan class combiner, Devastator, from the Transformers Combiner Wars series. Now this figure is quite big, but besides his height, you know where else is big? His market value. That's right, so the market price for this figure is about $300, which is ridiculous, especially that 2 years ago Hasbro Pulse did a reissue of the exact same figure for only $150, and with them being so many in the market now, I would not say that it should be around 300 or more, especially that it's so easy to get nowadays. Now, before we begin, friendly reminder to definitely like and subscribe, and especially subscribe if you guys want to support the channel or enter in a few of our other giveaways as well. Always nice. But it definitely helps the channel a lot if you do subscribe. Now, with that being said, let's get started on the review. And here are the Constructicons. Now, they definitely all look good in the vehicle mode. Now, we're going to check each one of them one by one. Starting first with the leader of the Constructicons, Scrapper. Now, there's definitely a lot of nice details on him, but there is definitely some issues of looking underneath them, or that you could tell that is clearly a robot. But let's see how he looks transformed. And here he is all transformed. Now he definitely looks amazing, but also there is definitely limitations to posability when it comes with the Constructicons, but that's okay because you could tell that all the details and also posability is going to be towards Devastator. Now for his weapon, we can see that he does have the end of Devastator's blaster, which combines with also the other weapons to complete Devastator. Next we have Bonecrusher. Now, as well as Scrapper, definitely looks amazing. Now this one definitely doesn't show too much details of the robot mode, so I actually do like this one a lot more. Now let's check his transformation. And here is Bonecrusher, which honestly is probably not my favorite Constructicon when transforming him in his bot mode. Now definitely there's a lot of issues of parts not clipping properly, but also it just doesn't look nice from the back at all. Here we have Scavenger. Now as you can see, like, Bonecrusher definitely looks amazing. Not much details showing that any robot mode. Now let's see his transformation. And here is Scavenger in his robot mode. Now if you can clearly see that he does have the same weapon as Bonecrusher, which is actually Devastator's hands. But for a robot mode, honestly, it's not that bad. Here is Mixmaster, which honestly, I have very much mixed feeling towards him. Not really sure if this is the front or this is the back. I'm pretty sure this is actually the back, but definitely not really well designed, I would say. But let's see how he looks transformed. And here is Mixmaster in his robot mode. Now, his weapon of choice is, I don't know if it's a gun looking blade, but it's definitely Devastator's chest. Now for his robot mode, it's just a mess. There's nothing about it that I like. Definitely the transformation is not fun, and it really shows that there's not really too much effort. And we could even see, like, look at that elbow band, that looks bad. And here is Hook. Now clearly you can see that he is a crane. Now definitely you can also tell that this is definitely the head of Devastator. We can see a little bit of the head over here, so it's not really well hidden, but let's see how he looked transformed. Here is Hook in his robot mode. Now honestly, you definitely cannot tell that he is the head of Devastator when he's in his robot mode. Everything is nicely kept, and honestly it's not that bad. The only issue I have is definitely those elbows, but that's mostly in the majority of most of the Constructicons. And here is Long Haul. Now definitely has the most basic transformation, pretty much is just him lying down, but is probably the most difficult one when combining him to make Devastator. Let's see how he looks transformed. And here is Long Haul in his robot mode, who honestly, I just feel bad. There was no love given to this figure. Clearly, they did not care. It doesn't even have any elbow bend. If you actually check, the elbow just swings outwards. The transformation is just bad, and it's just a really stiff figure. Now, it's very understandable since it's like the main torso of Devastator, but they could have put in a little bit more effort towards him. Here they are side by side with the Masterpiece MP36 Plus Megatron, which I think they look quite well, but I think it's about time we combine them. And here he is all combined, and he is a tyrant. This guy is huge. Let's take a close-up look. Taking a close-up look, we can clearly see there is a lot of details in this figure, and there's not really any noticeable gap. Usually, most of them are in the back of him, but it's still not that bad, and especially with all the Constructicon, how they're put together, you can't really notice mostly of the gaps, except for like this part over here, that you can definitely notice. Now if we go downwards towards his legs, we definitely see some amazing details, but judging from either the sides over here or even just the back, we clearly see the Constructicon just facing the body towards, but it's not really a big issue since you're not going to be displaying him facing backwards. So you could pose him in many ways, and surprisingly, especially for a Titan class figure, and he also has some ankle pivot, so most of his joints can actually turn 360. Now for size comparison. Here he is next to the Masterpiece MP36 Plus Megatron. Now, compared to a Masterpiece, he is quite big, but I will have to admit, this is actually a really good side-by-side comparison, and especially for display purposes, I think they look very good together. Here he is next to another Titan class combiner, Predator King. Now Predator King by head is just a little bit shorter, but not by much, but definitely the body and definitely the wings and the cannons definitely surpass Devastator a bit. But if we actually go by height from feet to head, Devastator definitely is a little bit taller. And finally, here he is next to a much more recent Titan class figure, the Ark. That's it for our review. Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and especially subscribe, because it really helps the channel a lot, you know. But if you guys want a sneak peek of future products we're planning to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Instagram, VaughnGear. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.